we have some visitors in the garden that I am happy to see.
We're going to Houston.
Let me turn you guys around and show you also some new things that I've got for the garden. Check this out. Hey y'all, hey, welcome back to Mocha Homestead.
Huh?
Today, say hi.
Hi.
Today we are going to be filling some raised beds and trying to get some things done. We have a trip planned here shortly, and I want to get all of the beds filled and planted before I leave and get the timer on the irrigation so that we don't have to worry about anything while we're gone. So let's get started. Welcome back to Mocha Homestead. It has rained for a couple of days, so I have not been able to do anything in the garden, but I just wanted to give you guys an update on the garden before I start on the strawberry area. So let me show you what we got. Okay, on our pear tree, it looks like we have some pears that are starting to ripen. We have a few pears on this tree. On this tree, we have several as well. They are actually hiding. If you can see that right there, there's one there. Let's see if I can uncover it. There's one there. There's one here. There's a few. Let me see if I can get you guys to zoom in. There's a few up there if you can see it. And that seems to be all. I think some of these have fallen. Oh no, surprise. Most of them have actually fallen off. We had some storms that came through with some winds that were pretty strong. However, look at this. Do y'all see that? That is a peach, and I can smell that peach from over here. We have a couple of peaches. There's one in there. There's one right there. I don't know. We've gone from wet to cool to humid. It's very humid right now. You'll see me probably soaked in sweat. There's another one. Let's see, right there. We have actually gone from wet to humid to it's humid right now. As you can see, my face is covered in sweat, and actually I need to pull my hair up. Give me just a second. Okay, I just realized I didn't have my mic on either, so hopefully you guys were able to hear me talk about, oh, that's better. I can feel the air on my neck. Hopefully you guys can hear me, could hear me talk about the peaches and pears that I had. But we have some visitors in the garden that I am happy to see.
We're going to Houston.
Do y'all see that ladybug?
Maybe
They have been here for a couple of days in the garden. I have also transplanted my lime tree and my lemon tree into these gorilla buckets. I figured it would make it easier for me when I want to take these in for the winter, to just roll them into my garage instead of having to pick the trees up in their heavy pots, because previously they were in these green pots right here. And I would have to put them on a cart and then push them into the garage and have them sitting on the cart, which was making the cart rust, because whenever I add water, let me turn you around. Whenever I add water, it would then drain out into the garage floor on the cart. And so it was starting to cause the cart to rust. So I thought I would fix that. I have also, ooh, I see something. I don't know if you guys can see that. Looks like a flower bud for a lemon. I thought I missed the time for the lemons, but I can see that it started to get acclimated to the weather change. And now it's starting to put on a lot of new growth. And look at that. I have several of those on this plant. So I'm thinking I didn't miss anything. There's one here as well. And then also on my lime tree, I see another one of our friends. I don't know if you can see it. There she is. Just working away. So yeah, actually there's several on my lime tree. Those look more orange without the dots though, so I'm not sure. I can't tell. I'll have to look at a picture of a ladybug later to tell me if I'll have to look at a picture of a ladybug later to tell me if I should be worried, because now I don't know if those are ladybug. The one that I'm looking at looks more orange. It doesn't have as many dots, but I don't know if that means anything. Also, I see that this one also has little buds. Oh my gosh, squash bugs. Grr. My squash have not even gotten started. And I see squash bugs. Oh, that is going to upset me terribly if they attack my squash before I get them planted. So let me turn you guys around and show you also some new things that I've gotten for the garden. This is in this green pot is a new apple tree. This was planted yesterday and I need to put some mulch on top of it. It is a black tart and sweet cherry. And then we have a nectarine tree right here. We also have another apple tree here that I am replacing these trees. I said in a couple of videos before that I don't know if these are actual apple trees, because when I bought them they were little sticks, but then I noticed that the tree was starting to grow below the graft point on both of these trees. So I don't think it's an apple tree. I think that they actually have started to be whatever it was grafted on. So I replaced the trees because they weren't giving me any blooms or anything. But let me show you what has loved all of the rain.
Mom.
Look at this. My beans are loving it. So are my peas. I actually see a couple of peas that are almost ready. My onions have loved this rain, and I can see them starting to bulb up, which I am excited about. I am going to fertilize them once I can get several days without rain. My tomato plants are loving it and they are getting acclimated. They're almost ready to tie up. I have all of these plants still that are, give me just a second, baby. I still have all these plants that I need to get planted out. I'm trying to let them get some sunlight while I get the beds ready, because I have some garden beds in the house. I have some garden beds in the house that are actually 4x8s that I put together, some metal beds that I'm going to be expanding the garden out to, and I need to bring those out and get those filled before. Sorry, I'm pulling some weeds that I don't want to grow. Before I can plant out in them. So hopefully within the next week or so, I'm going to get those planted out. So it looks like everything is starting to get acclimated that I did plant out. It has been a little bit cool out here, so some of the plants have not gone to their full potential because it has been cooler than normal. Here we're still having nights into the 60s. So we still have some things that are waiting for the hot weather to get acclimated. But check this out. I am going to harvest some of this because I need it to continue to grow, and I'm going to make some salad with it. My beets look like they're doing amazing after I thin them out. I do have also a few carrots in here that I have evidently missed when I pulled all the carrots out, and so they are growing as well. Over, and this is a dandelion that I failed to take care of before it rained, and so now it's huge. And I may take some of the leaves off this dandelion and actually put those in my salad. I hear they're really good medicinally. This bed has my cucumbers in it. It appears that one of my cucumbers, let's see, one of them have died. The others are still holding on. The plants are loving the bed. Olivia, they can't hear you, baby. They can't hear you. She is yelling at the bugs. Ooh, look at, go baby go. Look at this, y'all. I am so excited. So excited to be getting grapes this year, hopefully. We will see what happens with those. I need to fertilize everything, but I'm waiting until it stops raining because I don't want it to be washed out. I don't know. It looks like some squash or cucumber or something has volunteered in this bag. There was a cucumber, I believe, in that bag last year. So I don't know if that's what has re-volunteered. But I guess we will see. So you guys, I need you to give me some tips on what I can do with this right here. This thing is massive and the bottom leaves are starting to die off. So I just want to know what I can do with this, because I don't want it to go to waste. So I would like to try to do something with it. Looks like I have, oh, my lilies are starting to look like they want to bloom. So I'm hopeful about that. They are looking beautiful. I do not know what this is. Can somebody help me with what this is? Because looks like it's a lot of it everywhere. And I need to figure out what I planted. Over in this bag, I do not see I don't know if this is my salvia coming back. I doubt it. But I don't see it. And so then that means I need to transplant the ones that I planted over here to see if they will get acclimated. Swooping on over to the berry bushes. I had a very early flush when it turned warm of flowers for the blueberries, and the wind and the change in weather has since made those go away, so I don't see any berries, and I'm hoping I didn't miss the window for these, but I do see these back here that are starting to ripen. So I may just get a handful this year. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I don't see any berries on this particular plant, or I only see a couple of berries on this one right here. And so that leads me to believe that maybe, and only a few, if you can tell, on this plant. So I don't know what happened. I did, if you remember a couple of videos ago, I did put some more soil in the bottom of those. And so that may be what is causing the issue. Sorry, y'all, I see red strawberries. And I do not want them. Well, I may be too late. The pill books may have gotten some of these. Yep, they got a couple, and I'll let them have those. But I am going to take all the ones that I can find that are ready. Looks like 2 of them. For the strawberries, I see a ton of berries, but I don't see any ready over here. All right. Taste test. Olivia, do you want to try a strawberry?
Yeah!
Come on.
I can't believe they're finally here.
We only got 2, so you have 1 and I have 1. All right, we got to try it on the camera. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. That was so good.
Mine tastes sour.
Mine was sweet. Very sweet, actually. So we'll have to wait to see if some more get ready. But I am going to finish getting this strawberry bed ready to be planted because I think it may rain this afternoon. And so I need to get that done. So I will show you guys what I've done when I get done. I forgot to bring my tripod out here and I just do not have time to go get it before I'm racing against the sun. So I also need to get this bed filled and planted before it's time to go back in. So I'll show you what I do when I'm done. All right, you guys, I know I look crazy. I'm hot, I'm sweaty, but let me show you what I got done. So I was able to get that bed over there. Hold on. Let's see. I was able to get that bed over there and those 2 bags mulched. So I was able to get this bed planted and mulched. I have some Ozark Beauty strawberries in here. And I also have, let me see if I can find the paper for the other one. Oh, it looks like I ordered 2 Ozark Beauties. 2 sets of, let's see. Yep, looks like I ordered 2 sets of Ozark Beauties because I have 1 there and 1 set over here. Which is fine. I was able to get this whole bed planted. There's about 50 strawberry plants in here. Hopefully they're not too crowded. Some of them were not in the best shape, but I soaked them in water for about 2 days and they started to have some green coming out. So I think they were just dormant, but I got those planted. I got this bed over here planted. I also got this, what is it called? Grow bag, mulched. I also got this grow bag right here mulched. And then I am starting to notice that actually some of my strawberries are coming back, like this one right here on the side of this bucket are starting to come alive. I think it just wasn't warm enough for them to wake up yet. So what I'm going to do, instead of just taking the bucket apart and tossing it, I am going to see what strawberries actually come back. And the ones that come back, I will take them out and transplant them either into a grow bag or into another bed. And then I want to refresh that soil and give it another try in those buckets, because I think that is a cool idea for people who don't have a whole lot of space. They can use the 5-gallon buckets from Firehouse and just drill the holes in the side and put their strawberries in. So I still want to try that and see if that is going to be an option. But I don't know if you guys can tell, but the sun has gone down and it is starting to get dark. So I am going to go into the house and I will be back tomorrow.